Hello everybody, welcome to lesson 5 of Java programming language, that is control structures in Java. In this complete lesson of control structures in Java, we'll be learning all different type of control structures that we use in Java programming language. This lesson also helps us understand why these control structures are used to, how will they help us to make our program easier to understand or also to execute. As part of the content, we'll be discussing if-else statements, do-while, while loop, for. Under for, we'll be discussing another two types, that is nested for loop and for each loop. We'll also be talking about switch statement, break, continue, and return statements, and end with a small summary of what all we'll be learning now. This lesson also I have divided into two parts. As for we can learn as clearly as better, so please continue the next part of this lesson also to completely understand the complete lesson of control statements in Java. All right. Statements in Java generally contain expressions and end with a semicolon. Any statement that you write within the Java program, they have to contain, they will contain some expressions, but they have to contain some semicolon at the end of that expressions, or at the end of that statements. There are two mostly commonly used statements in any programming language. They are sequential statements and control statements. In this lesson, we'll only be discussing about control statements for now. Control statements are those which later flow of execution and provide better control of the program on the flow of execution. That means in the flow of execution also, these control statements help us to alter the flow. For example, I want to execute two continuous statements, but second statement to be executed later. That can be done with the help of this type of control statements. When we discuss further, we'll be going through all these control statements. These are all the types of control statements. As we're not discussing with the sequential statements, we are not at all touching that topic for now. So if else control statement as the first control statement, as you see in the statement itself, if else, that means only if the condition is true, that next statements will be executed. Otherwise, if it is else, either it have to come out or the else statement have to execute. All right, this statements is used to perform tasks depending on whether the given condition is true or not. As per syntax, if the condition, if and then condition, if this condition is true, this statement will be executed. If not, else, this statement will be executed. Consider the simple program. This is the comment line, as we learned in the previous lesson. This is the class name demo, public static void main string args. I'm declaring num, a variable, as and storing a value -5 in that, giving a condition if this number is equal to 0. If the number is equal to 0, print it is 0. If not, again giving a condition, if number is greater than 0, print it is positive. If it is not greater than 0, print it as negative. As the given number is less than 0, that means this condition is not satisfied, it came here. If now it is less than 0, so it is printing negative. Therefore the output we see is negative. As I said, these two are how we save our program and then execute it. We save it, we type it on any of the notepad or word document, and then save it with the program name or class name with the .java, and then we execute. That is the reason why these two statements always be displayed in the output with the class name, whatever class name that we are using. Since we are using demo here, it is demo here. All right. This if else statements can be written in any other different forms. For now, if a condition statement, else if not condition 2 statement, condition else statement, as we discussed here. If this is condition, this is the statement, else again condition, again statement. If that is also not true, come to this statement the same way. The other second scenario, if condition, will be giving all the if statements along with the conditions, and then directly go for all the else statements along with their conditions. This if it is true, this statement will be executed. If not, this, again this condition is tested, else this statement will be executed, and it will go on how many ever if conditions that we want to give. Do while loop. This loop is used when there is a need to repeatedly execute group of statement as long as the condition is true. That means I want to print numbers 1 to 5, but I don't want to give system dot out dot print 1, again system dot out print 2, 3, 4 and 5. In that scenarios, you can use this do while loop. Loop itself tells us that it will repeat so many number of times. Okay, here do in the sense, though the condition is true or false, don't consider this. Though the condition is true or false, this statement will be executed once. Only then condition will be tested. Again the loop will be repeated. Again the condition will be tested. If it is true, loop will be repeated. This is the syntax. Coming to the program or example program, I'm giving a variable int and assigning value 1 to it, asking to print the value of x once at any cost, and then increment the value. Now x value is 1, test it. If it is x is less than or equal to 5, that means 1 is less than or equal to 5, it is true, therefore it is going here. Again it is printing x value, again it is incrementing. Now it will become 2, again it is testing, it is true, again it is printing, until and unless x will become 6. 6 is not less than or equal to 5, therefore it comes out of the loop. Therefore the output will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You can give any number here, like it can be 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 as per our requirement. While loop, where we saw previously do while loop, the statements within the loop have to execute once, but in while loop that will not happen. This repeats the group of statement as long as the condition is true. That means first condition is tested, only if the condition is true, statements will be executed. There is no prior execution of the statement before testing the condition in case of while loops. The same example if we consider, here we are writing this before the printf statement. In previously we wrote this after the printf statements, now we are writing it before the printf statement, because condition have to be tested and then given and then the output have to be given. Output will be same, that is from 1 to 5. For loop. For loop is used to test one condition and give two output at single statement. Okay, for loop executes group of statement as long as the condition is true. All these are similar because until and unless condition is false, they keep on executing. Okay, syntax of for loop, this is the expression 1, expression 2 and expression 3, and then the statements. Here if this expression 1 can be any expression or any condition that you want to give. If this expression 1 is true or satisfying, expression 2 will be executed, otherwise it goes for expression 3. Alright, then the loop of statements will be executed as long as the condition is true. Coming to simple example, integer I'm assigning 1 to x variable, and then testing if x, as long as x is less than or equal to 5, print this and then increment, and then come increment, it will become 2, test, print, go for incrementing, come back here the incremented values, test and then print. This is how the loop repeats for in case of for. I'm using the same example because we can understand better, and everywhere the output will be same because I'm using the same conditions all the times. Yes, for loops can be of any different types. It is valid even if we don't give any value or any expression here. It is considering this expression as here and gives the output. It is valid if you don't give expression here and here, but the expression that you have to be here can be placed here. Alright, in previously it have to be x plus plus. Okay, in previously it have to be x plus plus, and that I'm giving here because I want to keep this empty. That is also valid, and this is also valid, giving x value and then incrementing this without giving anything. This is called as an infinite loop. It keeps on executing as long as Since there is no condition, it keeps on executing. See, infinite loop, we use, condition here after incrementing the value, and then use a break. This break we'll be discussing in the coming lessons. So this is how. And empty for loop is also valid in Java program, because this integer x value, whatever you are declaring, is considered in this place. And as we saw here, whatever have to be incrementation or decrementation will be done after the printf statement, or after any group of statements that you want to write there. Then this condition is here. This break is actually used to come out of the loop if the condition is false. Okay, I'm not explaining this in detail because we have this also as one topic as part of this lesson, so we'll be discussing there in detail about break. This is all about for this part of this lesson. Please continue for the next lesson so that we can finish all the control statements. And anywhere you have any doubt, or anywhere you have you want it have to be explained still in an elaboration way, please let me know in the comment section. I'll make sure I'll come back to you. Thank you.